morally, it has to do with the land. And
the land
where we come from, you know, and like
this goes deep.
It goes so deep.
Yeah,
totally.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
but moral. I mean, so when when I eat like a bag of Cheetos, that's just a big pile of chemicals, right?
Right.
So like, is that evil? No. I mean, you say moral when you say the word moral.
Well, I just think of just having the morals to take care of the next generations to come, and if we don't morally take care of the land and, what we're putting in our bodies, how are we going to take care of that if we don't address that?
Welcome to the show, where we explore the who, what, where, how, and why of the extraordinary people who define our north of normal metro. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. Today we have Veronica Malachowski of True Image Tallow Skincare. Hello, Veronica.
Hi.
So why don't you go ahead and give us your little introduction. What is it that you do? What is True Image Tallow Skincare?
True Image Tallow Skincare is not really just a brand. It's a philosophy made tangible. True Image Tallow Skincare is a skincare company based truly with Bison tallow. Bison tallow that is locally sourced, and I make Bison tallow skincare.
Yeah. And so what does that look like being, so people maybe see these kinds of products on the shelf, or they walk into a store. I think Penny, previous guest to the show, your stuff is over at her place on Roberts Street, right? And
Herbs and Spices.
You wholesale with some other people. They walk in there and they see it on the shelf, but I'm sure they're curious, or they could be curious. What is it, the person who's behind it? They can see you here, and you've got moral philosophy behind what you do, but what is it like living that moral philosophy and making the tallow and getting it sold? What does your day-to-day look like? Like, what's a typical day for Veronica?
Well, when I get the fat, I get it directly from the rancher.
Okay. You have one. You have just the one rancher right now?
One rancher.
Okay.
I'll stick to one. This way I know exactly where my kidney suet is coming from the bison, which is very important.
Uh-huh.
And once I receive that, it comes in really big chunks. And so I chop it up and clean the fat, basically meticulously getting out all the tendons and all the little extra bits that you don't want in your dry. Because what I'll do next, once I'm cleaning it, I will take and put it in a big roaster and slowly melt it down.
That must smell pretty good, or I mean, the smell is good.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah. Your products, are they edible?
No.
I mean, okay, we shouldn't.
I mean, you could.
Yeah.
But tallow is a big thing on the. Making a comeback.
Okay.
In the food industry also, it's great for.
Tell me more about that. I mean, I don't know anything. I know nothing about nothing. It's what makes me a great radio host, because the audience too presumably knows nothing, so we get to learn together.
Well, as we're finding out more and more that different things like seed oils and different things that we are using is not necessarily great for our health.
Okay.
So. Tallow is making a major comeback in the food industry, and it's also making a major comeback in the skincare industry. It's more so been very trendy with beef tallow. However, I have taken it one step further and found bison.
And so you said it comes out of the kidney. I mean, what is tallow? I guess when I think of tallow, I think of like fat.
Right.
Is our kidneys a fatty? So
the coolest part about bison as an animal and other animals, lambs, beef, cows, is they have this kidney fat that is surrounding their kidneys.
Okay.
And what that does is it stores all of the really high dense nutrients, all the vitamin A, D, E, and K. And like this winter, while the bison are out in the cold, their fat storage is right there in the kidney leaf suet. And so it has a lot of vitamins and minerals that they store up to help them through the winter with their nutrients.
Does it got to be from the kidney? I mean, I imagine bison are pretty big. Their kidney, I mean, my kidney's only like, what, the size of my hand and a half?
Right.
But I got this whole body here. I imagine the kidney is... Why not grab like their belly fat or their, you know?
You can get about 15 to 25 pounds of kidney suet per bison. And
suet is what you render down into tallow?
The suet is the fat. That's a name. That's what the name of the fat is.
Okay.
So you could say suet instead of fat.
Okay. Sounds
a little bit more.
Sounds a little more classy. Yeah. Jargon. Learning jargon. Okay.
So, let's see.
Yeah. So you get the kidneys. You got to process them down. You make all of this from kidney fat.
Oh, you were asking about the different textures, or if you can get fat from other places in the body. You could, and people do, which is better for like the tallow that you're going to be cooking with. It's for skincare. It's very important to have leaf fat or kidney suet.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't want to make skincare products from the belly fat.
No, you would not.
Okay.
Just because we're really trying to focus on getting the highest fatty acid profile that we can get that's not compromised. So we're really taking care of this fat in a good way. It's traditionally dry rendered. So once I clean that fat and put it into this roaster, I personally traditionally render that, which means I don't add anything to it. I just slowly melt it down. You have to be careful with some tallows for your skincare, because if they're using tallow that's been wet rendered, adding water to fat can create a lot of bacteria. So,
and is that common though for people to do, or what is wet render?
You just have to really educate yourself and know what the company is doing.
Yeah.
Before you make your purchase,
Okay. Are there a lot of other providers? I don't know that I've ever seen. I mean, I don't leave the house, so do you have a lot of competition out there? I mean, are there a lot of other like bigger names out there that are doing this? Maybe with beef.
Oh, yes, definitely. Beef tallow has made a major comeback
in the skincare.
Yes.
Okay, so this is like a common skincare type of product, and so you obviously you produce it, and then you got to get out there and hustle and sell it. Which would you say you spend more time doing? Actually, like rendering things down, or finding places to set up shop, or tell me more about your day to day.
Well, back to the rendering the fat, that takes about 4 days.
Yeah.
And then I end up freezing it. And so I have, my stock ready in my freezer when I need to make up a new batch. Because I really focus on small batch skincare. I truly believe in keeping this with high integrity and just keeping it a small batch. I'm not set up for mass production, and nor do I want to.
Yeah, you don't have a bunch of machinery or anything.
No.
So this is... let's paint the Lifetime original movie of you rendering down the fat. Like, what is it? Like, you're in your home? Like, do you have a house or an apartment, or?
Yes, I render out of my brick and mortar, and...
So do you have a commercial space that you do it in?
I don't. I do it out of my home.
Yeah. And so, like, this is in your kitchen?
Correct.
Okay. Is this covered by... but I suppose they're not eating it. So, because I was wondering if it's covered by cottage laws. That's not...
They're not eating it.
Okay, yeah. So it's just manufacture, and you can totally manufacture anything you want in your home, right? You can make birdhouses. You're making skin lotions, and so you're using like a big pot at home. You're doing this like nights and weekends to start with, or?
Well, to start with, I just was trying it out on family, seeing what happened.
Yeah.
And I was getting so many good results that it turned into, oh, wow, I really need to create a business from this. That wasn't my intention initially, but the more and more people that came back, friends and family, I was like, okay, let's do this.
And so where did it begin as far as what's the first time you made any kind of like, where did the idea come to start rendering things down? Did you start with Bison, or what were you rendering to begin with? Where did that all start? Like what? I don't know. I started rendering duck fat because I make a duck every year for Christmas. And I realized, oh, hey, I could render this and then have a little thing of it and have like duck butter, and I put it all over my toast for the first couple of weeks in January, right? But I only started doing that in my mid-30s. When did you start rendering fat? Where did that begin for you?
Well, let's go back a little bit further even.
Yeah.
I have been into natural things for a good 25 years.
Okay.
As far as do-it-yourself laundry soap,
Oh, wow.
etc.
Uh-huh.
Just once again trying to stay away from chemicals. And so I had always been looking for something like as a lotion. I'm not a big lotion fan.
Okay.
And so my girlfriend, she's like, hey, I've been using this beef tallow.
Okay.
And so she turned me on to it. And actually, the very same day, that acquaintance that I knew was a bison rancher, he came in at that day I talked to her. So I was like, hey, what are my chances of getting some bison fat from you? And he said, oh, I can help you out today. So it all happened really organically in that way.
And that was how long ago?
That was last fall.
Oh, okay. Okay. But you've always been like into the natural stuff.
Right.
My wife and I, for our sins, we doom scroll Twitter. That's every night, and we can feel it getting into our brains. And we call it turning crunchy, because like the seed oil thing.
Right.
So we've recently gotten kind of crunchy in the house. We weren't always that way, but it sounds like you've been crunchy for a while.
I've been crunchy for a long time.
And where does that? Did you also have your brain melted by social media, or where did that?
No, it goes back further than that. I went to college at NDSCS and became a dental hygienist, and did a lot of studying and a lot of research.
And that was how long ago?
2000 I graduated.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
been a while.
So okay.
And about that time is when I really started looking at food ingredients, and I don't know what happened.
So before then, you had never really paid attention.
No, but in college, I really started checking things out.
Yeah. And is there any particular thing that made you do it, or it was just as you were being a dental hygienist? Like, what do you think was the point of inspiration to, like, gosh, I should start paying attention to what I'm putting inside of my mouth? Like when
I guess you could say when I had a whole semester of fluoride.
Okay.
It's a whole class on it. I really did a lot of researching on that, and I didn't find the best things about it.
Really?
And so I think we can all see now that different states are trying to get it out of the water.
Are they?
So
that was always the thing that people made fun of, was like people who didn't like fluoride in the water. There was a lot of derision about that. And to be honest, I don't know much about it. I think when I hear about fluoride in the water, frankly, I think of like Alex Jones, if that's a name, which is maybe a little bit more out there. But you strike me as maybe a little bit more grounded, especially you're in school looking at these things. You're not just, so what is it about fluoride that you found to be, less than savory, or what did you find?
Well, I found that it was a natural derivative, and I also found that it was a byproduct. So, after looking in the mouth for 15, 20 years and seeing what fluoride was doing to teeth, I questioned it the whole time. And so now with these studies coming out, and it lowers.
I didn't know about that. Tell me about the studies coming out.
Well, I don't know. Have you paid attention to RFK?
No.
Well, fluoride is a hot topic right now.
Okay. Other than that, I don't know much about any of it, and I try not to pay attention to politics.
Right.
So I understand.
Fluoride definitely lowers your IQ.
Okay.
And we're getting a lot of it. Whether you're spraying your garden with your garden hose that has fluoride in the tap water, you're drinking it, you're using, we're getting it in all kinds of different ways. And And so, yeah, basically that is the thing that really started my journey of asking questions.
Yeah.
And so, I really
so you
am excited that it's being looked at closely.
Yeah. So like the fluoride was kind of disturbing to you and you felt there wasn't a good basis for that. And that one thing kind of opened the door to all things.
Right.
Yeah. I think a lot of us had a similar awakening from COVID. I think on all sides of it, there was a lot of things where facts on the ground seemed to shift suddenly and without reason. And I think a lot of people have begun to question their priors. Maybe that's part of what's making my wife and I have our brains melt here. And a lot of the I don't know, the new information or the alternative information and ways to look at it. It's I think they call it postmodernism, right? Where we all have our own facts and our own narratives, and it's hard to pin down what's right. So you started looking into things. You're a big, question everything kind of a person. And then just a year ago, so what were you using for skincare before?
Well,
or were you not taking care of your skin before?
I totally have been taking care of my skin.
Okay.
I think
it could be natural. I don't know.
Well,
I'm a man. I don't take care of anything, so I don't know what it takes. I know lady folks got some regimen.
Some have 10-step skincare routines. I have never been like that, but
okay.
I guess I've been using an organic brand for about 20 years, and it's a great brand, and it's all made from food and plant-based ingredients and organic, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
And
as these things tend to be.
So
and what does it mean, skincare? So because I really don't know. Like, you're just after a shower, you're lathering it all over yourself. Like, is that what does it mean to take care of your skin? I don't even.
Well, first and foremost, it means what are you putting in your body, because our skin really is responsive to what we are ingesting.
To your diet. Okay. Yeah.
It's all about the gut health.
I believe that. When I first got a dog, I fed her the cheapest stuff possible, and she had like really bad dandruff and stuff, and they're like, stop feeding her garbage. Give her better dog food. Her coat improved, right? So works on the dog, probably works on us, right? So your first line of skincare is what
your food.
Okay.
So I do a lot of juicing. I love fresh pressed juice, and so aside from being crunchy, I also feel like growing our own food is a really important process in our lives to connect with the earth. And so I could call myself a master gardener, but I don't have any certificates, but I have a really green thumb. And so, with that being said, I really take care of the produce that I grow in the fall. And so I have, a bag of carrots and a bag of beets in my fridge from this fall. Wow. So I'm, getting to eat food that was grown right here locally.
Yeah.
And, so I've set myself up in a way where it's pretty easy to be crunchy if you're growing your own food and canning it and making.
You're big into canning too.
Oh, I love canning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking care of the vegetables in a good way so that we can eat them all winter. I very rarely buy vegetables in the winter.
Yeah.
Because I've preserved them all.
Well, that's great.
So
that's great. So, you've got a long history of just like doing these kinds of things yourself.
Exactly. So back to tallow, when it came back into my life, I tried it out, and my tallow you can use from head to toe. People with dry feet, really dry, flaky skin, you know, after you go ice fishing and you fillet fish, your fingers get all cut up from the scales.
I don't go fishing.
I do, because I'm the one who cleans the fish at our house.
You love fishing. Huh?
I do. I love fishing.
I don't get it. Fishing and hiking and hunting. I'm not. It's a lot of just sitting outside and just waiting.
Well, the rewards are fabulous.
Okay. Yeah, food, right?
Yeah.
Real food.
Real food.
Okay.
So when you get your hands all cut up, or you're out ice fishing, your hands get real dry. This bison tallow really does hydrate your skin, And not only that, it supports it and it protects it. So primarily in my tallow, I'm using organic extra virgin olive oil and or organic golden jojoba oil, which are the carrier oils that I mix with the tallow. So
you need extra stuff. The tallow's not fatty enough, or
no, you wouldn't want to use just the tallow because tallow is very hard.
Oh,
the hardness of it is incredibly hard. So you need to mix a carrier oil with it to get it into a balm or a cream.
Oh, okay. So that it's not rock hard, so you can actually spread it on your body.
Right.
Okay.
So I am keeping my tallow really simple and, full of restraint. And it's fabulous because all it is like my unscented is just organic extra virgin olive oil and bison tallow. Just 2 things.
Yeah.
And because I'm not adding water or anything with water in it, it doesn't need any fillers or any synthetic things or anything to keep it well. It has a very, very good shelf life because I don't add water and a bunch of things to it. So
what I'd like to do before we get too away from it is I want to paint the picture of the very, very first time. Because I still don't quite picture it. So you just knew some guy who was a bison rancher. How'd you know this guy? And what do you mean? He just walked into the room? Like and that's the thing too. Like in painting the picture, you might be taking it for granted, but like, I don't have any friends. I don't hang out with people. So tell me more. Like, what was the social scenario like where you're meeting with these people and talking about these things?
Totally. I am very lucky, and I've gotten to work with the sisters from Hildebrandt Farm. And they're a 4th generation local farm that has a brick and mortar over in West Fargo.
Okay.
And I've been working with those girls for the last 4 seasons. And
what do you mean working with them? What does that mean? Like you're helping them dig stuff up, or?
Well, Trina,
your laborer,
the owner, she plants out all of the fields by hand. And it's a regenerative farm, meaning they don't use any chemicals in the soil.
That's right here in town.
Right. The farm is out near Glendon, but the produce then she brings in, harvests and brings in, and we sell right over on West Main Avenue.
I didn't know anything about this. Now you got to tell me more about it. I don't know anything. I know nothing, and I don't leave the house. So now you need to tell me. So we just keep.
Oh my gosh, Hildebrandt Farm is amazing.
Okay.
They've been there for almost 50 years.
Oh wow.
And Trina and Tanya's parents started that. Almost 50 years ago, and so in the spring, in May, when she opens, we sell flowers and flower starts and vegetable starts. And so it's amazing. And
that
then as the food is grown in the fields, she brings it in and we sell it.
Wow.
So
and they do just like
amazing.
Local produce?
Local produce.
Okay. And they must also have bison?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But
okay.
I have, I've gotten to know the clients over the last 4 years. And,
I see.
And with
because you help them sell too. You don't just go and dig up, but
I'm primarily at the greenhouse and helping water and taking care of the clients, helping them rearrange their pots and fun stuff.
Okay, the other clients, not the owners.
No,
I guess I didn't catch. So what? Because I was picturing them as a farm, and then you're digging up produce and then bringing it to a farmer's market. But there's also
that is exactly it. But the farmer's market is a full-time 7 days a week.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's out there, like right now, I could drive out there today?
Well, Hildebrandt Farm is open for vegetable sales and flower sales from May 1st until October 31st.
Oh, okay.
And then they sell Christmas trees.
Yeah.
So it's a seasonal, but a lot of people in the community...
But it's like a place you go out there. It's like walking into a grocery store almost.
It is.
Okay.
It's gorgeous.
I did not know this was like a thing.
Well, you got to go check it out next summer.
Yeah. And you worked on the floor when you worked.
Yeah, I work in town here, and so that acquaintance had came in, and that same day I talked to my girlfriend, and she mentioned tallow, and it all happened from there. So
when you were working there, I mean, you just kind of talked with everybody. It's
oh yeah.
You're a social butterfly type, like you just like talking to people,
Well,
or
I feel like right now in this world, like us Zennials or Gen Xers need to like help reminding people how to connect
sure.
and how to create community. And
Okay.
this is a great way to do this is talk about what you're growing and, and support community
So
in that way.
you just walk up to people and strike up conversations. That's not a part of the job. That's just a part of you.
No, hey, what did you can last week? Can I get your recipe? Like,
Well, I
that's
think
how
most people
community.
are quite shy. I don't think most people. I think most people are living their day these days in the phone.
Well, we need to
Their
be
faces down.
we need to be the change. And if you're not out
Be
there,
the change you want to see in the world. Right.
if you're not out there creating community, what are we doing?
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so unintentionally, but very specifically, you're doing networking. I mean, you're just networking with people, right? And you say to your girlfriend, you say, what do you say? You say, my skin, I need something better, or what?
Well, that not only that, but where do you find things that are made simply that don't have a list of 10 different things that you can't spell?
Because the organic and expensive skincare product you were using still had a long list, or?
Well, it does, but I still use their cleanser.
Yeah.
Like I don't, my product's not the be all end all of skincare, but
it's a spectrum. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we can't.
I'm not making a cleanser, so you still need to wash your face,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you're saying to her, you say, I want something simple to do skincare. And she says, oh, well. And then has she done it before? Or she's like, I've heard of.
No, she tried it from a company, and then she also bought some fat and tried to render it to see what it was like.
And she bought it from a kidney? Like she was using beef kidneys? Or
I'm not exactly sure where she got her tallow. She was in California.
Okay, but she was like, you got to try it. And then that very same day, you met
my
with
acquaintance who was a bison rancher.
You knew he was a bison rancher.
Yeah.
And where's his bison ranch located at?
South of Fargo here.
Okay. Yeah, not too far.
So it's local. And, as far as the bison are concerned, like you really want grass-fed, pasture-raised bison for your skincare, which that's the main difference between beef tallow and bison tallow. Like beef tallow, beef versus bison, beef cows have been crossbred.
Okay.
Forever.
Well,
right?
my understanding is bison are like feral cows, right?
Well, and bison have never been crossbred.
Yeah, you can breed a cow with a bison. You get a beefalo. Right?
Have you ever seen one?
No.
Me neither.
But I understand it can be done. So like you've got the hookup with this guy. You know him very well. If I wanted to like get some bison skirt steaks, could you hook me up? Like, does it work?
He actually sells his meat in stores around here.
Yeah. Well, where at? I can't seem to find him.
I know that Allschlager Meats has some bison. Hornbuckers, I think, has some bison.
But I can't contract with him directly. He don't want to do that.
No, and I'm not personally going to say his ranch name just to protect his privacy.
Okay, yeah. But anyhow, you say to him, I'm interested in doing some bison tallow. Can you give me a kidney?
Exactly. Yeah. And he literally brings the kidney fat to my door. And so...
Cool. How many, like just one at a time? Or how many
It comes
kidneys?
in pounds.
Okay. And so
it's
like
just
this...
big chunks.
So again, I want to slow down and like the very first time you're like how did that conversation go? Like, you're like, can I have a kidney? Like,
no, I mean, ranchers and farmers know what their animals produce, and generally the fat is a byproduct that goes to waste.
Yeah.
And so it's just exciting that we can put that to use.
Yeah. And so he brought what was the first, I want the first time, I want like, you had done some Google researching, I'm sure.
Yes. And
he
also
knocks on the door with like a, is it in a cooler? Is it in a box?
It's in a box. It's still frozen.
He brings you like a frozen box.
Right.
With like a kidney. and you open it up and it's just like this big
It's not a
bloody
kidney,
mess.
it's the fat.
Okay. So the kidney's not there
There is blood and veins and some pieces of meat
Right.
on it, which is why I need to clean it before I render it. So once the 4 days goes along with the rendering process and strain it and I get it in the freezer, so it takes about, a week from receiving the kidney suet to having it ready for production for the skin cream.
And so you clean it, and then where does it go? Like, I'm trying to picture if you brought me the frozen mess of kidney
It's a mess.
fat, yeah, and like I can imagine the cleaning process, right? I clean my meat because I'm very, very, very picky eater, so I like cut the gristle out and I cut this out and I dissect the whole thing. I can picture what that's like.
Right.
And
Well, it's kind of like hunting. Like I grew up in a family that went deer hunting. And so as a child, as a little girl, I was out there in the garage, helping skin the animal and that process. I
only went hunting once. I went hunting. It was my girlfriend's dad at the time. This was in high school. I'm sitting out there and I'm just bored to tears. So I'm like, why are people even doing this? It's so boring. And then finally the deer walks across and like Elmer Fudd, I like take the shot, boom, kneecap it. Oh. Drops down, goes, "Argh!" And then I got to finish it off, and then you got to chop it up. And I butchered that thing. Like so much went to waste because I wasn't good at cutting it to pieces to like eat. So much of it ended up going to waste.
That's too bad.
Yeah, no, it's not for me.
Okay, we'll let the hunters hunt.
I have a lot of masculine qualities, but hunting is not. It's not. I'll let somebody else deal with the killing and the cutting and the butchering. But you've got plenty of experience with the chopping things up and cleaning it up.
Yeah.
So you get your clean bit of fat, and then what? You just plop it in a pot and heat it for 4 days?
Well, once it's all broken and like the pieces are like less than a quarter size. They're small. Once I clean them.
Yeah, so you're like digging them out.
I'm like meticulously getting all the tiny little tendons out because
how long does that take? I mean, that's a long time.
It takes a long time.
You track that time?
I do.
Yeah. Good on you.
Yes. If I spend more time on that, that's the initial phase. If I spend a good amount of time on that and do a very good job, my tallow is not going to have much of a scent.
Yeah.
That's the one worry people sometimes have is putting fat on my face, is that going to smell? And the cool thing about bison is it has much less scent than beef.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You'd think a feral animal like bison would have stronger scent. Not the case.
I'm not sure why it is, or
maybe the bison themselves smell really bad, but their fat is good smelling.
Right, but in relation to beef tallow versus bison tallow, bison tends to have less of a scent.
Huh. Okay.
And you can kind of smell, like with my unscented, there's a tiny bit of scent, but within 5 minutes that it kind of evaporates off. And so I haven't had anybody complain about it smelling animalish.
Okay. That's good. So you break out these little globules, and then what do you do with them? Like
I melt it.
And what?
I melt
in a
it
big
down,
pot?
like in
how
a big
big is
roaster,
like
a turkey roaster.
Oh, so it gets thrown in an oven, and that oven.
No, I put it on a low heat. I slowly melt it down. I never,
So it's like a big pot. I don't know what a turkey roaster is.
A turkey roaster is a roaster.
I'm picturing.
Turkey in.
I put my turkey in the oven. You put your turkey in a stovetop?
Well, there's electric roasters.
Okay. I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. So, but it's like a big pot.
Right. It's like a crock pot.
Okay.
But it's bigger.
Okay. Okay.
And so I put it at a certain temperature, and because you can burn it, and that is not good. If you burn your fat, it's done.
And so it's just cooking for like 4 days.
Well, I do a couple days.
And how's the house smell during all that?
It doesn't really. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not bad.
Because it's not like percolating and bubbling. Because I'm picturing like when times I've deep fried in my house, it stunk for a week.
No. It's not like that.
Okay. Or when I roast a duck, it smells like duck for a couple days.
No, I'm not bringing it up to a super high temperature. I'm keeping the temperature very low.
Yeah, what temperature? Like
about 160 I melted at. And Yeah. So once it's melted, then you have to strain it and get it into, freezer space. And so I vacuum seal it and freeze it.
I'm getting echoes of like Fight Club over here. You don't also turn it into soap, do you? You could do that. Yeah.
I totally could.
Add some lye to it, right?
Right. I'm not going to, though.
Do you have a Fight Club?
I feel like I'm in Fight Club when I go to all these small business meetings in town.
Well, I'm a foolish to ask you because, the first rule of Fight Club is that you don't tell anybody.
Right.
Yeah, so. Anyhow, so the very first time you do this, you're cleaning it out. That probably makes sense to you because you've got the experience hunting. And then you've got it on low. And for those couple days, are you like, oh, boy, I'm excited? Are you nervous? You know exactly what's going on? What did you do? You
I
just
have no
Googled?
idea. I mean, I do a little bit. But it took me, a good 3 or 4 times to really hone in on what exactly I want to do and how to process
So
this.
your first batch didn't turn out the way you wanted it? That didn't discourage you?
No, not
What was
at
that
all.
like? So
Well,
you pour it out and you're like, well,
the first one I did, I wasn't, I didn't understand yet what water, like a lot of companies are wet rendering their fat. And,
I see.
And so I did that. And you can never totally tell if you have the water out, which then your tallow will spoil or mold. And so, I learned through experiencing
Trial and error. So you're
trialing it out. And
experimenting and playing with it.
right.
You got too much free time on your hands.
Not really.
We all need a hobby, right?
Right.
So you're doing that because just like what's your image in your mind? Like, what are you even thinking to yourself? Like, oh, it's gonna be great once I have it. I'm gonna have the best skin on the block, or like what's the motivation to keep trying?
Part of the motivation is someone real personal to me has battled skin cancer, and just having not using products once again with a bunch of different things on them that we don't know what it is. So to just really restrain and keep this product pure and simple and effective.
Yeah.
And so
oh, that's beautiful.
yeah, and for myself, the first thing I noticed, because I do use it on my face, my sunspots were going away.
Oh.
But that has to do with my formulations. I do have a seasonal collection that I've named Spring, Summer, Autumn, and Winter.
Yeah.
And my autumn blend has...
Appropriate name.
yeah, that I go
How'd
with
you
the
come
seasons.
up with that? Yeah. Okay.
So, like my autumn blend, I love for my face, and I specifically formulated it with the botanicals that I chose to focus on anti-aging. And so I like that one.
Botanicals get added. What are those?
In my autumn blend, I have vetiver, which is an excellent herb for sunspots. It has black spruce in it, cedarwood, neroli, and palmarosa.
And these were all stuff I'm sure you were familiar with from before, right? Because you've been so crunchy for such a long time. So it's all coming.
All the herbology, the herbalism, and all the plants I've played with my whole life.
Very cool.
It just kind of came naturally to me. And, then you have to be kind of a perfumist. Like, how much of this do I want in there? And, it gets...
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And I use my intuition, and I feel pretty confident about what I'm creating. And
then you share it with your friends.
Right.
They all love it. You say to yourself, I'm gonna start selling this. So and if you believe it or not, I told you it goes quick. Remember how nervous you were?
Oh, yeah.
It is 48 after. We've got about 5 minutes left. What I'd like to know is, what was it like securing those first sales? What was that like when you decided, okay, I'm gonna ask, because that's always very tough to say. It's one thing to be good at something. It's another thing to say to somebody, hey, I'm good at something. Give me money. Right? Like what was that like for you?
Well, because I had been sampling it on my family and friends, I knew what I was creating after seeing chapped lips. I had gotten stung by a bee, and I'm allergic to bee stings.
Oh, no.
And so a little tallow on there, took the pain away immediately.
Wow.
I forgot that I even got stung.
Wow.
So I was having experiences myself and others' feedback. And so, I don't know, it was just a natural process to go, okay, yeah, let's
It just kind of started
create
happening.
a business. Yeah.
And now are you doing this full time right now?
Right now I am.
This is your whole world.
This is my whole world.
What is, because I don't think we quite answered, like what your typical day, because I think a lot of people don't understand how much time goes into each part. So are you spending most of your time producing, or it sounds like there's a lot of time investment up front, and then you got the product on the shelf, and then you got to spend all your time hustling, or what's your day-to-day like?
Well, right now I am really big at building community and connecting with other small business owners and creating different spaces where we can partner. And so I have partnered with Modish Boutique in West Fargo off of Veterans.
Yeah.
Herbs and Spices down here on Robert Street in downtown Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Hildebrandt Farm. Those girls sell it for me. And then I have a flower shop in Carrington that carries it, Petals and Stems, and 2 wellness centers in Minot.
And you already knew all these people from working at Hildebrandt? So like Penny, for example, how'd you meet her? Like, how did that come together?
That's where the hustle comes in. I go door to door and
like literally door to door, like on the block?
Well, I mean, if it resonates with me, if it resonates with
like
what
store
I'm
to store,
have to
like
offer.
you're cold, you're just walking into
I'm walking in and saying,
storefront's
hey,
cold.
this
and
is what
just
I
being
got.
like- It's nice when you have a product.
Right.
A lot of people, a lot of things are moving towards services. A lot of businesses are service businesses. It's nice when you can walk in with a sample and a price sheet.
Right.
So
yeah, I offer my products wholesale. I also sell it online, and a lot of my time goes into social media marketing, which is not my favorite. And you've probably noticed, or if anyone's watching this that knows my brand, I'm not really excited to be on camera.
You're doing great.
I'm building up that confidence to be the face behind my brand.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a big step in it. So thank you for having me today.
You did great. You're natural. You're natural once you opened up. Relax, and you've done a wonderful job. Was there anything else you wanted to make sure that you mentioned before we call it a show?
Well, with all my products, I do have the line of 7 products. And so there's the seasonal collection. That's the spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And those specifically have individual botanical blends for certain things. And you can find that information on my website, trueimagetallow.com. And then I have a tattoo aftercare, a baby cream, and an unscented blend, which are just bison tallow and either organic jojoba oil or extra virgin olive oil. So just real simple ingredients. And so these products are for mothers, hunters,
Anybody. I was meaning to ask, my wife, so my wife, she really suffers from really bad itching. And she has to only use Vaseline because she's super allergic to a thing called lanolin. Mm-hmm. You ever heard of lanolin? Yeah. Do any of your products have that, or do you know anything about it? Because she apparently is crazy allergic to it.
A lot of people are actually allergic to lanolin.
Yeah.
I researched it quite a bit because I was considering putting it into my product.
Yeah.
But
wool alcohol.
Yeah.
They call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it apparently it's like in all the. She has to ask when we have kids. Every time we have a kid, she's got to make sure because when they do the ultrasound, it's even in the gel that they use. And gives her itchy. But she gets itching from all kinds of stuff. But your product doesn't have anything like that. So your product's probably pretty hypoallergenic.
Right. Like the baby cream just has the organic golden jojoba oil and bison tallow. So it's for sensitive skin. Baby cream isn't just for babies. Like it's also a product I use on my face if I don't want any essential oils or...
What do you feel about like Vaseline? Like since I brought it up, like is that
honestly? Do you want to hear a funny story?
I do. Yeah. No. Please.
I was cleaning teeth back in the day, and this lady, she was probably in her early 90s, late 80s. I can't quite remember. It was many, many moons ago, but she had the most supple, sticky skin.
Yeah.
When I was cleaning her teeth, and I said, I have to ask you your beauty
skincare
secret.
routine. Yeah.
What did you do your whole life? And she's like, oh, honey, I use Vaseline every day.
Wow. Okay.
And I mean, it's petroleum oil.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's a preservative for your face.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But, you know.
What else it's doing to you?
Exactly. So, you know, I think, you know, just bringing back tradition. I just think bringing back tradition and using all the products that are provided for us in a good way instead of putting out a bunch of stuff that's full of chemicals.
Yeah, artificial and gross and evil. Evil chemicals.
They can be.
When you use the word moral, that's what makes me think. All right, well, I mean, that's the show. We are at time.
Hey.
One last time, if people want to find you, get a hold of you, how can they find you? Go ahead, plug yourself.
Well, you can find me at trueimagetallow.com. And feel free to email. I'll get back to you. And you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and a little bit on TikTok.
all the socials. What should they search for? Just True Image Tallow.
True Image Tallow.
I'll come right up.
Yeah.
Very good. And of course, I'm Conrad Fargo. You can find me anywhere. You can type in Conrad and Fargo. If you don't put them together, it doesn't come up. But if you do, Conrad Fargo, that's it. That's me right there. Like, share, and subscribe. That's what I'm asking for. That's what I want. So please do that. I forgot to ask you about your song, Glorious by Mammoose.
Yeah.
What's that? Tell me what that song means to you.
Oh, I was at a music festival a long time ago, and these girls...
You're a big Burning Man person, right?
No,
All your crunchiness. No? Oh, we didn't even talk about the coolest thing, but we got to get out. So,
that's not that cool.
Okay. But you were at a music festival, and Mammoose...
And they played, and they melted my heart.
Melted your heart. Well, thank you for sending the song. We're going to listen to that on our way out of here. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will see you all next week. Goodbye.